Hey beauties, morning to you, not using the filter, just now. I saw a very tragic situation yesterday on the news where the 5-year-old was crossing the road, and based on the speed of the taxi man, he was hit. I heard it was a hit and run. The fellow was hit. The mother said she saw her baby being thrown up, drop. And when they took him to the hospital, his neck was broken. I could barely watch the news. I could barely listen to the mother talk. When she said, "Oh God," and went down, I felt like my intestines were coming out of my body. They have this thing, like it says, an out-of-body experience. I don't even know what that is, but it was an awful feeling. If that had continued a few seconds more, I would have to walk away. I can't manage that. I don't know if I'm built with, that level of strength. I don't even know how the mother was able to be interviewed, by the reporter. I could not, if I were in her position, God forbid. What do you say to a mother like that? Because condolences is not appropriate. I was reading on something some time ago about inappropriate things to tell people, and unfortunately we're not schooled and guided by this. When somebody faces a tragic situation, a malady like that, it may sound very odd to you, but it's not good to become very religious and super spirited, sounding very spiritual. It may not be the appropriate time. Sometimes silence is the best thing, because there are no words to express, and you don't want to say something and then they come with a rebuttal. They come with something very rancorous, and become almost blasphemous against God. So you may say, don't worry, God is in your corner, God loves you, God will comfort you, and the person, you don't want to come with God. It is good. You're well-meaning, but you may come with God loves you, God will comfort you, God will safeguard you, protect you, and all the wonderful, lovely spiritual quotes. And the person turns around and says, God doesn't love me. I am angry at God, whatnot, because they don't understand. And two, the kind of pain and brokenness that they're in, sometimes that may not necessarily be the most appropriate thing to say to them at the time. You can quietly, in your own spare time, pray for them and ask God to bring comfort. Sometimes God is even silent like that in a moment, and that is why sometimes many of them will maybe cry out. If you notice, you'll hear people, God, why did you do this to me? Where are you, God? How could you have allowed something? Sometimes they don't hear anything or wait or feel anything, and they're angry at God for the moment, until one day God just brings that everlasting peace and comfort in their souls. I don't know what to say to a mother like that. That's a horrible. When she said the 5-year-old's child, his neck was broken, I said, oh my God. I'm talking to you, people have to look up because the tears are coming. I'm feeling it, and I don't want it to mess my makeup and run down on my shirt. That's awful. That's awful, mommy. That's awful. I'm so sorry for your situation. It's awful. And I'm not saying this only in light of the mother, but my English teacher always said, she would always say it, and now it's just taking root, or growing rather. Maybe it has grown. It has taken root from before. She would always say it in our English language classes. A word to the wise is sufficient. When the mother said the 5-year-old child crossed the road, I became very concerned by that comment. And I said, Mom, in my heart, I said, Mom, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. I can't understand. But I wish you had not allowed that 5-year-old to cross the road. You see, at that age, they're now learning to walk. They're learning to understand life. Remember, we talk about the important years, 0 to 7, 0 to 12, but 0 to 7, it's being formed in a sense. Then 0 to 12, it's baked. Let's put it that way. and their little feet still not quick and fast enough. They're like an adult that is up there in age 60 odd, well, nowadays it's 60 odd. The adults are like 40s. Look at Angela Bassett. From she turned 6, she's stuck. She's stuck, looking beautiful as ever. And their little feet it's not quick enough. They're not quick enough to maneuver. And they're just so happy. I was going to say happy and gay. Gay means happy. All right, the original meaning, but I was, had to, so no, don't say that word. They were so happy, and they're not aware of, they say young bun don't know hurricane. They're not think about safety, but you have to think about that. At that age, you're not thinking about that. 5 years, just happy. I just want to play, and it's just fun for them even to run across the road. But I wish an adult had assisted the child, or lifted that child and crossed the road with the child, or walk with him quickly or something, but not allow the child to cross the road on his own, because anything can happen, and their feet is not quick enough to maneuver. That fragile body, you can just imagine when the blow came and hit him. Oh my God. Mercy, Jesus, have mercy. I wish. And I'm asking parents and guardians and aunties and uncles and cousins and friends, strangers, do not allow little children to cross roads. I don't care if it's a narrow road. I don't care if it is a subcultural practice, and all is well. It is like insurance. All can be well for now. And then one day some sort of a sickness strikes, and you may need to claim that insurance. It's not a case where you can wait until you're 75 and all of the money that you had saved from you in your 20s, you could get back in one sweep without any form of malady, without any form of illness happening to you. No. Be careful. Because there is a piper out there that is looking, he's seeking, he's lurking to devour, to kill anybody, to steal. And he wants to get them when they're young, because less persons for him to manipulate, less persons for him to find a way to bring into his common kingdom. The piper is looking to be paid. He's looking to be paid. He doesn't care. And he's happy when you're devastated. He's happy when you're sad. He's happy when you're broken. He's not broken and said, oh gosh, look at how she's crying. He's laughing. He's rejoicing. He feels good when these things happen. And as a result, you need to mitigate bringing joy to that piper, to that devil, to that old dragon, to that leviathan. Please, adults, do not allow little children to cross the road by themselves. I don't care if it is a subcultural practice, meaning all is well, because one day all will not be well. One day all will not be well. That's a sad state of affair with the mother. I don't know what words, because all she saw, she witnessed his demise. She witnessed his death. And that is going to be etched in her mind. I could barely watch the news. I was just like, oh God. I was cringing because I said, oh God, when the mother, when I heard her bawling, the mother's pain. Guys, we need to safeguard our children in every way that we can. Leave the rest to God through prayer, through fasting, through trusting Him. Leave the rest through prayer. But we need to safeguard our children as much as possible. As far as we can, don't allow them to cross roads by themselves. Please. Please. Our children are important. They're significant to the society. They talk about they're our future, which they are. They're precious. Think about the most expensive, lovely thing that you love so much that you have. That's how much you must cherish it, not worship it, but cherish it. although there are some definitions of worship. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please.